other side. Black hair sneaking through the forest, a vulture circles the sky.
Good morning, guys. Finally the weather is getting warmer. I'm so glad. Oh, see what is behind me. It is where people used to collect water. And in front of me is where people learn Taekwondo. As mentioned from my last video, I will be doing a video about my 1 month review on Spanish learning. So today I will cover like how I find my school, what's the procedures like, how much is the tuition, and how much I have learned after 1 month. The idea of going to Latin America has been in my mind for almost 2 years, but for certain reasons that I'm not able to leave home right away. I know that I want to come to Mexico as my first country, but I have never been to Mexico and I don't know where should be my first stop. My target was a small town, so that I can concentrate on learning Spanish first. After watching a few videos on YouTube, I picked Guanajuato because it is a small town and it seems like the cost of living is lower in here compared to San Diego, Guadalajara or Mexico City. But at this stage I still got not much idea about how Guanajuato is like. Then I start to find Spanish school, which I find a couple on TripAdvisor. So I went to a few school websites to do my research. The reason why I contact my school at the first place is because on their website they have a full list of accommodation they provide. Like they have quite detailed information. For example, they will tell you what facilities that they have in the house, like for example a washer, dryer, do you have private bathroom or it need to be a shared bathroom, but also the pictures there, and how far away from the school. For homestay family, they will give you a brief description about how's the family like who is in the family, what's the name, like do they have kids or do they have dogs. It seems like they're very prepared of providing accommodations, and they have a better connections with the owners rather than most of the school. What I found is like they will say, oh, we can provide accommodation, just contact us. Like I don't, it seems like it's just gonna take forever. If you want to know how much I pay for the rent, you can go back to the cost of living video. After I have confirmed to go to the school, they send me a registration form. I need to fill in my basic personal information and also my preference, like for example how many classes I want to take per day, what kind of class that I want to take, for example like grammar or conversation or like Latino history, cooking, drawing, dancing. Yeah, just you just need to write down your preference, so they are able to arrange classes for you, and then they will send you a placement test. Basically it's checking your level, so they can place you in a certain level. When I got my placement test, basically because I don't know any Spanish at the beginning, so I'm not able to fill in anything. One funny thing I found is after the school has arranged me for everything, they never asked for a deposit. I was really surprised. Even though after the next day I arrived, I went to the school to say hi. I was still deciding how many courses I want to take per day. They still didn't ask for any money. Language school here is pretty flexible. Mostly they start every Monday, and then you can enroll like 1 hour per day or 2 hours per day. It really depends. If you take 1 week of one group class, it is $46, which is around $9.20 per class, and each class is 55 minutes, but mostly people will come here for 3 to 6 classes per day instead. For 4 group classes per week, it will be $126. For 4 group classes per week, it will be $126, which is around $6.30 per class. I have enrolled 2 classes per day for 8 weeks, so I'm paying $6.50 per class. For group class, they will take 5 people or less per class, but I think now it's like a low season. I'm the only beginners in the school, so I'm paying for group class, but I'm receiving private class every day. For your information, the price of private class is double. Besides tuition, there is a registration fee. My school asked for $30, some school asked for more, and some asked for none. My school didn't ask me to buy fancy textbook like that. Instead, they have their own textbook, which is very informative but not fancy. It is $20 each. If you rent them, it's like $1 per day because some people will stay here only for a week. So what I have learned in the past 4 weeks, for the first 2 weeks, they have arranged me one session of grammar class and other session of vocabulary and communications. If you want to know about how do I feel after the first day of class, you can go to the link here. Let's talk about the grammar class first. My teacher has been wonderful. She doesn't really speak English, but she is very experienced, very patient, and she helps me a lot with the pronunciation. So I'm very happy with her. The second class is vocabulary and communications. I don't really like it. The reason is like every class, it has a topic, like for example, your situation in the airport, in the restaurant, your family trees, like your outfit, that kind of thing. Like every day you have a topic, but seems like for the whole class you are keep copying vocabularies, you're copying new words that you don't know, and they don't spend much time on fixing your pronunciation, and they don't teach you too many phrases related to that topic. So I found that it's quite useless because I can just learn vocabularies itself from YouTube. How difficult it can be. You can just learn anything from YouTube, but going to school is like you have somebody able to fix your pronunciation and tells you about the sentence structure. My teacher is very nice, but I think that's some problem with the program itself. So on the second half of the week, I just talked to my teacher like, look, it doesn't work for me. It's just too many words and it's not what I'm looking for. And other thing is, after you learn so many new words, are you going to use it? Are you going to use it every single day? If you're not going to use it every single day, then what's the point of memorizing it right now? Because like you can just learn those words in time. I just want to learn useful things that I will be using every day instead of like putting a lot of new things into my head that I won't use and stress myself. I find that learning new words about verbs is more important than nouns because I'm able to describe my action and it's easier to carry out a conversation. So for the third week, they gave me another teacher for the vocabulary and communication class. For the first class, he was like teaching something very random, like all the objects in the classroom and about actions that he was doing. Like the class has no topic at all. So I thought, okay, maybe that's the way it is to make it more flexible. And then the second class, he was teaching something that I already learned. So I mentioned him that I already learned that. And then he felt really odd. And then he said, oh, let's do a review about it. I find that very weird why I need to do a review because I have just studied Spanish for 2 weeks. On the third day, I totally got no idea what he was talking about. He got no topic, and you know, some people has problem with presentation, he's like talking to himself instead of talking to me. Like, I'm not able to read your mind. So I walked out from the class. Yes, I did walk out from my class, and I went to the office. And like, I told them that like, I cannot stay in the class anymore. I need to change the teacher. I was very disappointed because he definitely did not prepare for his class. And why do I have to use my hard-working money to pay for someone who is not responsible for his job? So just to let you guys know that, like, you're not in a regular school, you're not in a regular school system. If you find that your teacher is not at your expectation, you have to say it. You cannot just stay in a classroom and then wait for the class to finish, wait for the course to finish. You're completely wasting your time and money. So the school took action right away. They offered me either the refund or give me back 3 classes. Since my purpose is not for bargaining, I prefer my classes back instead. So 4th week, very important. They gave me 3 classes per day. The first class is a grammar class, which they gave me another teacher. It's a very young lady. What I find is she is very well prepared. Like, she always bring her materials with her. She has so many materials that she can provide in the class, and I do learn a lot from her. Things like the grammar is getting more complicated, it's a bit more difficult, but I feel that I learn much more with her. I'm very happy with her. So the second class, again, they sort of like those vocabulary and communication, but they said that the teacher will teach me some phrases instead of like just words. My teachers is very nice, but like, I don't find that I learned too much from the class. However, she because I told her that I would like to learn more about telling directions, because I still got no idea how to tell directions. Like, I don't have enough phrases to tell directions. So the last class, we went out to downtown. We just keep practicing how to tell directions, what's the name of certain shops, that kind of thing. That I found that it's more practical, more useful. So last night I looked at the test paper again. There are 26 sections on the paper. I'm able to fill in around 9 sections, so I'm quite happy about it. A few days ago, I went to a workshop organized by another school. The workshop itself was very helpful because that's for beginners. I actually was very impressed by that school because it's quite big, and they got proper classroom, like wooden chairs, wooden tables, and a sizable classroom. It's just very organized, very pretty. But my school actually is more like old house, and well, they got many classrooms as well, but it's like they are building one classroom here, one classroom there. It's like they don't design the building at the beginning. They just build an extra block there because they need it. And the furniture inside the classroom is very basic. They got like a plastic chairs, plastic table, a whiteboard. Well, actually, I don't have a problem about it because I found that it's another kind of experience. If you're very picky about the environment, I think you better come here to go to each school to take a look first, because I found that they don't provide a lot of pictures about the school. I don't know why. So you don't know if that school looks nice or not. But for that school, I found that they charge a little bit more on tuition, and also they charge more on homestay. I talked to a girl from the class. She said that she's paying for $35 per night with 2 meals a day. But if you watch my previous video, that my school was offering like $25 per day and then $2 per meal. So in total it should be like around $29 instead of $35. But I think it also depends on what you have in the house, like if you have your own bathroom or not, or do they have a washing machine, that kind of thing. But I am a very spontaneous person and I just want to eat whenever I want to eat, so I don't like to be in homestay. And other thing is activities. I think every language school has activities on the week. From Monday to Friday, it's mostly like a walking tour, like or exhibition, or something that is not too far from the school. You will need to pay for your admission, or if they hire a tour guide, you need to pay for a tour guide, but it won't be too expensive. Mostly it's less than 100 pesos. On Saturday, they may go a little bit further. It will take you around 1 hour, 2 hours. They will go somewhere like San Miguel. If you would like to go on a Saturday trip, you need to prepare extra budget for that. Let me give you an example. Last time we went to San Miguel, it cost us 550 pesos per person. So those money is for hiring a car and a driver. And we went to a place called Lakotan, which is like a recreational area. The entrance rate is 200 peso. And then we eat there, it costs us around almost 100 to 100. It depends on how much you eat. And then after that, we went to those San Miguel sightseeing places. I had the ice cream there, so that's another 30 peso. So if you are doing those Saturday trip, just prepare another 1,000 peso for each time, so that will be around $50. For last month, which is December, my total expenses, including like food and everything, rent and also tuition, I spent around like almost $1,200. If I learn Spanish at home in a proper Spanish school instead of a crappy community center, it will cost me around $20 per hour. It will only offer weekly class, and each time is around 2 hours. Besides, the class will be much bigger. I don't know, I think more or less like 10 people. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I have planned to come to Latin America for almost 2 years. However, I never learned Spanish during that period of time. The reason is I find that it's very pricey and quite useless, because you only go there like 2 hours per day, so what's the point? Besides, I found that school at home will teach you Spain Spanish instead of like Mexican Spanish or Latino Spanish. Since my purpose is to come to Latin America, so what's the point of learning Spain Spanish? If you have any tips and tricks about learning a new language, please comment down below. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So I'll see you next time. Bye!
Black hair,